I've been trying to improve my morning routine lately. I feel like I'm always rushing and starting the day stressed. What's your morning like?
Oh, I totally understand that feeling. I used to be exactly the same way. I'd wake up late, skip breakfast, and run out the door feeling completely unprepared for the day.
That sounds familiar. So what changed? Do you have a better routine now?
Yes, I've developed a much more organized morning routine over the past few months. It's made such a huge difference in how I feel throughout the day. I actually wake up at 6:30 every morning now.
Wow, 6:30? That's really early. I struggle to get up before 7:30, and even then I hit the snooze button multiple times. How did you manage to start waking up so early?
It wasn't easy at first, I'll admit that. The key was going to bed earlier and being consistent about it. I also put my alarm clock across the room, so I have to physically get up to turn it off.
That's a clever trick. I should try that. My phone is right next to my bed, so it's too tempting to just hit snooze. What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
The very first thing I do is drink a large glass of water. I read somewhere that our bodies get dehydrated overnight, so drinking water immediately helps wake up our system and gives us energy.
I've heard that too, but I always forget to do it. I usually go straight for coffee. Do you drink coffee in the morning?
I do, but not immediately. After drinking water, I spend about 10 minutes doing some light stretching or yoga. It helps me feel more awake and relaxed at the same time. Then I make my coffee while I'm preparing breakfast.
Stretching sounds like a great idea. I always feel so stiff when I wake up, especially in winter. What kind of stretches do you do?
Nothing too complicated, just basic stretches for my back, shoulders, and legs. Sometimes I follow a short yoga video on my phone. There are tons of morning yoga routines that are perfect for beginners and only take 5 to 10 minutes.
I should definitely try that. What about breakfast? I usually grab something quick, like a piece of toast or a granola bar, because I'm always running late.
I used to do that too, but now I make time for a proper breakfast because I realized how much it affects my energy levels. I usually have oatmeal with fruit or scrambled eggs with vegetables.
That sounds really healthy. How long does it take you to prepare a breakfast like that?
Not as long as you might think. The oatmeal takes about 5 minutes in the microwave, and I can chop some fruit while it's cooking. Scrambled eggs take maybe 10 minutes total. The key is having the ingredients ready the night before.
Meal prep. That's something I've never been good at. Do you prepare everything the night before?
Not everything, but I do some basic preparation. I set out my clothes for the next day, prepare my coffee machine so I just need to press a button, and make sure I have all my breakfast ingredients ready.
That sounds so organized. I'm definitely not a night before planner. I usually decide what to wear while I'm getting dressed, which probably adds to my morning stress.
It really does help reduce decision making in the morning. When you're still waking up, your brain doesn't want to make a bunch of choices. Having things pre-decided makes everything smoother.
That makes perfect sense. What time do you usually leave for work?
I try to leave by 8:15, which gives me plenty of time to get to the office without rushing. I used to leave at the last possible minute, but arriving stressed isn't a good way to start the workday.
I'm definitely guilty of that. I usually leave at 8:45 for a 9 o'clock start time, and I'm always worried about being late. Do you do anything else before leaving the house?
Yes, I have a few finishing touches. I pack my lunch, another thing I prepare the night before, check that I have everything I need in my bag, and take 5 minutes to tidy up the kitchen so I don't come home to a mess.
Wow, you really have this figured out. How long did it take you to develop this routine?
Honestly, it took about 6 weeks to feel completely natural. The first 2 weeks were the hardest because I was fighting against my old habits. But once I started feeling the benefits, more energy, less stress, better mood, it became much easier to stick with it.
Wow, what would you say was the most challenging part?
Definitely waking up earlier. I'm naturally more of a night person, so going to bed at 10:30 instead of midnight was really difficult at first. But I realized that staying up late wasn't actually making me more productive. I was just mindlessly scrolling on my phone.
I do that too. I'll be tired, but then I'll spend an hour looking at social media instead of just going to sleep. Did you have to give up your evening screen time?
I didn't give it up completely, but I set boundaries. Now I put my phone in another room at 10 p.m. and do something relaxing instead, like reading or listening to music. It actually improved my sleep quality a lot.
That's a great idea. I've read that blue light from screens can interfere with sleep. Do you feel like you sleep better now?
Much better. I fall asleep faster and I don't wake up feeling groggy like I used to. That's probably one of the biggest reasons why getting up early became easier over time.
This is really motivating me to make some changes. What advice would you give someone like me who wants to improve their morning routine?
Start small and be patient with yourself. Don't try to change everything at once because that's usually overwhelming. Maybe pick one thing, like drinking water first thing in the morning, and focus on that for a week.
That's good advice. I think I'll start with the water and putting my alarm across the room. What other small changes would you recommend?
Preparing your clothes the night before is a game changer. And maybe try waking up just 15 minutes earlier than usual, not a whole hour. Small changes are much more sustainable than dramatic ones.
15 minutes doesn't sound too scary. What about weekends? Do you keep the same routine?
I'm a bit more relaxed on weekends, but I try to maintain some consistency. I might sleep until 7:30 instead of 6:30, but I still drink water first thing and have a proper breakfast. I think having some structure, even on weekends, helps me feel better.
That makes sense. I tend to sleep until 10 or 11 on weekends, and then I feel sluggish for the rest of the day.
I used to do that too, but I found that sleeping in too much actually made me more tired, not less. Now I use the extra morning time on weekends for things I enjoy, like reading or going for a walk.
A morning walk sounds lovely, especially when the weather is nice. Do you think having a good morning routine has affected other areas of your life?
Absolutely. I feel more in control of my day and less reactive to things that happen. When you start the day calmly and prepared, it's easier to handle unexpected challenges. Plus, I'm much more productive at work because I arrive feeling alert and ready.
That sounds like exactly what I need. I often feel like my whole day is playing catch up because I started it in a rush.
That was definitely my experience before. Now I feel like I'm ahead of the day instead of behind it. It's such a better feeling.
You've really convinced me to give this a try. I think I'll start this Monday with your suggestions. Water first thing, alarm across the room, clothes ready the night before, and waking up 15 minutes earlier.
That sounds like a perfect starting point. Remember to be patient with yourself. Some days will be easier than others, especially in the beginning. The important thing is to keep trying.
Thank you so much for sharing your routine with me. I really appreciate the practical advice. I'm actually excited to see how this changes my mornings.
You're very welcome. I'm excited for you too. Feel free to let me know how it goes. Sometimes it helps to have someone to share your progress with.
I definitely will. Thanks again for the inspiration. Here's to better mornings.